Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics, They're Bad For You. Or if you're watching this on my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters 2020. I have news on it. Paul Rudd is set to join the cast of Ghostbusters 2020. And this is a good thing. I enjoyed him in the original Ant-Man movie. I thought he was really good. I have heard he was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I vaguely remember him in it. The problem with that is I've only seen parts of The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I know, shocking, huh? I've tried watching the whole thing, but I kept getting bored at first. Or I just never found the time to really watch that movie all the way through. But I did enjoy him in Ant-Man. Now, Ant-Man the Wasp, I can have a problem with it being kind of a little bit boring, but he would make a great Ghostbuster. Paul Rudd would just be perfect for a role like, say, Venkman, or maybe kind of going out there, but maybe he should be like the Egon of the group. He could be going out there, but most likely he's going to be the Venkman. He could be the Ray Stantz, but who knows? Or maybe he'll be the Winston, the ordinary, everyday man. That's what made Winston's character good. But I know what's going to be. He's probably going to play the Venkman part of it, because he's such a famous star. Now, I know Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd are reprising their roles as Peter Venkman and Ray Stantz. I'm just saying Paul Rudd could be a very funny Peter Venkman-like character, and they could have Bill Murray and him playing off of each other and kind of making it into kind of comedy gold. I mean, who has the bigger ego among the two main characters, that they're both being wily ladies' men? Or they could make him a Ray Stantz-like character or an Egon character. And it would just be funny as they play off the older actors and them making fun of each other. Or even him being a brand new character, but having maybe, he's supposed to be playing a teacher, with him maybe ridiculing the Peter Venkman's character. You know, you're at least 70 or near 80. You really think you really have the energy to be chasing young girls around? They're not young girls. They're women. And yes, I do have the energy. It would be funny as hell to see Bill Murray respond to something like that. As I said, Paul Rudd is supposed to be playing the teacher of one of the other big news things that have come out about Ghostbusters 2020. Finn Wolfhard is supposed to be playing a kid calling the Ghostbusters, along with his sister or maybe a neighbor girl who's going to be played by McKenna Grace, who's famous for her role in Gifted. And that sounds like good casting for two kid characters, but then again, this is Hollywood, and kid characters are rarely ever very good. Now, you see this photo here? Now, I would love if they put Seth Rogen in this movie as well, to play off of Paul Rudd, as well as Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. But sadly, this is just a photo someone messed with in Photoshop that I got off of the internet. I mean, but it shows what people are hoping who are going to be in this movie. So, yeah, I really hope we get to see someone like Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen in Ghostbusters. Just like we could have Jack Black being Jack Black in, Kung Fu Panda. Of course, Finn Wolfhard is famous for his role in Stranger Things. And I have to say, he looks like he's going to be a good character. I mean, I enjoyed his work in Stranger Things. He just plays your classic kid hero character. The team leader of the group. And I really enjoy what he can do. I mean, the role in Stranger Things actually it's just not a kid character. He's playing a kid from the 80s, doing an 80s character. Which means he had some level of brains to pull it off. As well as directing and, maybe acting coaches to get him to where he was, but he pulled it off, so I have hopes that he'll do great in this movie. And of course, McKenna Grace will also be in this movie, and I don't think I've ever seen Gifted, so I'm not exactly sure how good she is, but I've heard good things about her from people who've made other videos on Ghostbusters 2020 saying that she'll be a great character for this movie. Now, if you're wondering about this skating granny here, guess what they've asked to be in Ghostbusters 2020? They've put out a big summons to find as many old women who can be skating on roller skates. Apparently, they're going to do something from like in the original Ghostbusters with that old woman in the library. Only this time it's going to be an old woman on roller skates. And I found this photo and I thought it was perfect for this video. Yeah. If you turned her blue and made her glow along with her dog, yes, this woman would be totally terrifying as a ghost on roller skates. No, it would just be hilariously funny. And she looks pretty cool here. If they could get someone like this to be a ghost, I'd love to see this movie. You know, it's original. It has a vibe from the 80s where they would just throw stuff at the wall and really make it adult or maybe kid-oriented in that way where even though it was an R-rated movie or something like that, they'd make toys about it because it would be so toyetic. That's the word you say to something when you could make a great and playful toy out of it. It would just be so much fun, especially having a toy like her around. Maybe having her with an extended, horrifying face would be so funny with an old granny on roller skates. And of course, Paul Rudd has also said he would love to be in this movie. He's made a video with it, being in front of the old Ghostbusters firehouse, and he was happy that he was going to be in this movie. Of course, Sigourney Weaver is also reprising her role from the last two of the original Ghostbuster movies from the 80s, where she's going to be playing Peter Venkman's Eastwell girlfriend, Dana Barrett. I wonder how she's been with Peter for all these years, how they've raised her son, and if they've had any kids together themselves. All I can say is anything would be better than Ghostbusters 2016 and everyone who worked on that movie, especially the villain, like this guy here. I'm not even going to bother trying to remember his name, but if we get anyone that doesn't look like this guy as the villain, I'll be happy to sit down and watch that movie. Because everyone who played in Ghostbusters 2016, they didn't do anything. It was the people were more lifeless than the ghosts. They were either just completely non-beings, or they were just so full of themselves they thought their bad acting was going to carry and bad jokes was going to carry this movie. That isn't Ghostbusters. The original Ghostbusters had thought put into it, and heart, and it was good, and it was funny. So yeah, I hope you don't get any more roles in any Ghostbusters movies anymore, buddy. And just like Peter Venkman here, when he said, "Back off, man, I'm a scientist. I want that. I want real humor. I want something funny and imaginative. I don't want them to just barf out something that Paul Fig just thought he could do." Well, let's see. What else can I say? Well, I do wonder what characters Finn Wolfhard will actually be playing. I just heard that he's going to be playing a student of Paul Rudd's, along with McKinnon Grace. They're just supposed to be the kid characters. And is Paul Rudd actually supposed to be a Ghostbuster? Because if you've seen any previews of the promo trailer for Ghostbusters 2020, the Ectomobile has been in a barn for the last few years, apparently. And that kind of makes me kind of sad. I mean, honestly, I was hoping for a franchise movie and that Ghostbusters were still working hard and doing that, but maybe we still will get that. Maybe this is like a profession. And maybe this is just like the original Ectomobile, and when something very supernatural happens in their small town. I can't wait to see and find out. So we'll be there when Ghostbusters 2020 comes out to see what happens. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to me. Hit that bell for notifications. Hit that like button and leave some comments down below. Now, if you're looking for my channel but you haven't found it. Remember, read comics, they're bad for you. The there is THERE. Just there. It's spelled incorrectly because you'll find my channel easier that way. Now, if you're watching this on BitChute at Comic Freak, please subscribe to me there too, because I want you all to get notifications on every platform for all my future videos. And I want you to keep checking back in those future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.